I'm down for that for sure. We're in a movie kind of mode. We just watched a trailer of the Fantastic Four, and I thought to myself, hey, let's follow it up with the pitch meeting from Ryan George on Flight Risk. I have seen some of these, and I have not seen some of these where Ryan George does these pitch meetings, really sarcastic and funny sketches that Ryan gets into. And pitch meeting was this focusing on Flight Risk. Flight Risk was this movie with Mark Wahlberg where he shaved his head. Have you guys seen this? It's going to be so bad. Like when you see the trailer for Flight Risk, it is possibly one of the worst trailers I've ever seen in my life. And then Mark Wahlberg shaving his head. Like, I'm kind of happy that Mark Wahlberg shaved his head. I've never liked Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg always seemed like douchey underneath, even though he plays a nice guy. Like, I always felt like Mark Wahlberg was kind of douchey because I remember early Mark Wahlberg. And a man can change, that's for sure. But I just feel like underneath, he's really never changed. I'm not really happy with the whole Wahlberg dynasty, right? Mark always plays Mark, but Mark really has a hard time playing Mark, doesn't he, Kat? Because some people can play themselves as actors all the time. In fact, De Niro can always be De Niro. It doesn't matter. Fight me. De Niro, always De Niro. Okay? Even Raging Bull De Niro. All right? That's very controversial, I understand, but it's still De Niro. Okay? Pacino. Pacino plays Pacino all the time, but Pacino does Pacino well. De Niro does De Niro well. Mark Wahlberg does not do Mark Wahlberg well. All right? Okay. Let's get into this really horrible Flight Risk right now.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's called Flight Risk. Oh, hey, that's what Homeland Security calls me. What? Why? Honestly, I don't know, and it sucks, because I think flying is the bomb. I love to just crash out in my seat. I have this neck pillow, makes it feel like I'm in some kind of, like I'm in a sleeper cell. Okay.
Ryan's doing something different with his beard. I don't know if I like it or not, but he's doing like a geometric symmetry kind of thing where he's shaving it down into like the sides are like a Wolverine kind of thing. It's interesting. It makes his face look like much more blocky. I'm still deciding whether I like it or not.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it. You might want to use language that's a little less explosive. Okay, anyway, the movie's going to follow this U.S. Marshal named Madeline, right? And she catches this mafia accountant in Alaska. Okay, and it's going to be pretty funny because she surprises this guy Winston so much that he has to pee. Oh. Pee. So we start the movie with the logistics of having to pee while you have handcuffs.
Is this for real? Backspace says, well, it's got to be because Backspace is saying it. He says, say what you will, but Mel Gibson is a good filmmaker. Flight Risk is a Mel Gibson film. I would have liked this better if Mel Gibson were in it. Like, Mel Gibson films are only good. Mel Gibson films that Mel Gibson does are only good when Mel Gibson is actually in the film. Fight me. Fight me, Backspace. Can I get an amen to that? I think I need an amen to that. I think that
you're not gonna amen.
I was one of the people that was not too hip on Apocalypto. I was not. You know why? Because Mel Gibson wasn't in it.
Yes, you're not gonna amen.
I rest my case.
Cuffs on. Is this an action movie? How would you do it? How would you pee? So she has to escort them on this private flight to Anchorage, right? Right. But it turns out their pilot.
And the dude is from that 70s show is not even believable. What did this guy do, by the way? Did he commit like accounting fraud or something? This guy, the guy from the 70s show, no offense, but like I don't even view him as a criminal. He had to do like, it's probably some accounting thing. He has to be like committing some type of accounting. He knows a secret about the mafia. He, lied on the ledger and for the IRS. And then Mark is a hired dude in the mafia come here to put a hit on the guy. But when I saw this and I saw Mark Wahlberg literally shaved his head for this, the bald is so bad. It is so bad.
So she has to escort them on this private flight to Anchorage, right? Right. But it turns out their pilot isn't who he says he is. Oh, interesting. Who is he really? Like a co-pilot? A hitman for this mob boss, Moretti. Uh-oh. Yeah, so they're gonna slowly piece together that this guy might not be their pilot. Very exciting. And by slowly, I mean that like 15 minutes into the flight, they figured it out. Oh, okay. How'd they figure that out so fast? Well, he kept blabbing on in a weird accent and his stories weren't lining up, so he could have gotten away with it if he just kept his mouth shut for a little bit. Yep. Also, why'd the assassin even bother taking them on a plane ride? Why not just kill them? Because see, it turns out he's like a psycho killer and he says he wants to have fun with them first.
Seriously though, mafia guys, they have a hard time keeping their mouth shut. They like to talk. Not that I know this from personal experience. They do. It's a bravado thing. It has to do with their testicles and you know, being half Italian. I understand that. I do talk a lot. I am a streamer and I am half Italian. The other half's Irish. I fight with myself all the time.
Okay. And also, this whole premise falls apart if he goes about it logically. There it is. So then there's a big fight, and Madeline tases him unconscious, and that accountant Winston, he's so scared he pees his pants. Again,
see the bald part. The bald part.
Tases him unconscious, and that accountant Winston, he's so scared he pees his pants.
Like the big reveal. The big reveal of the head, man. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, I saw this. I'm like, stop it. Stop it right now, dude. I'm happy that he's bald like this because it's a bad bald. It's not a good bald. It's not like this kind of bald where you're like, wow, this man's very attractive. It's a bad bald. And like, if I can be more attractive than Mark Wahlberg in anything in life, then I'm very happy. I showed this to Christy right away and I was like, well, can you look at Mark Wahlberg bald, please, for a moment and just bask in my handsomeness? Like, I'm much more handsome than Mark Wahlberg and I feel good about that.
Again with the pee-pee. Pee-pee! Oh boy. All right. But then there's nobody flying the plane and it's headed straight to the ground. Oh my God, I wonder if the flight in the movie Flight Risk is gonna crash within the first 20 minutes. Nope.
By the way, notice the lack of interest from my live audience. If you're watching on YouTube and you're noticing that there's barely anybody talking right now, it's because this movie, even talking about it and making fun of it, is so bad that barely anybody's showing up. You see how bad, just how truly bad this is?
Madeline stops it at the last second, but now her and Winston have to figure out how to fly this thing. Taking over an airplane is tight. Yeah, you really gotta cool it with that kind of talk, I think. I'm not hearing it. And they managed to talk to somebody on the radio for like a second, but
like,
then they
can't, like, this is so bad, I can't even get halfway through this, and I respect Ryan George, but like, when you're like, this is so epically monumentally bad of a movie. I've not seen it and I will never see it, and I know that I haven't seen it, and I can already tell you it's epically and monumentally bad, that even doing a comedy skit about how epically monumentally bad it is in really poor taste, because everybody knows it's dead before it's even come out. It's just really bad. It's like the relative you have that shows up to your family affairs and you know they're gonna die soon, and you're like, Jesus Christ, just, you know, like, I don't know, they're gonna die soon, you got to look at them, they're dying, and it's just a horrible thing, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm thinking this way, but like, they're literally here eating this turkey and they're dead type feeling. That's this movie. That's exactly this movie. That's what this movie is doing. That might be a little harsh for some people to listen to, but I know some people have relatives in their family that they're not too attached to emotionally. They're like very distant, and they come over for like your Christmas dinners or your Thanksgiving dinners, and you've thought it. Don't lie. I know where you are. I know where you live. Okay. All right. Let's get out of here. This is terrible. This is just reminding me of the of Aunt Kathy. Honestly, sorry, Aunt Kathy, but I don't know you that well. I don't.